Now that we have gotten a very good look at what the Olympic jerseys look like on the ice and not just in photos, because I am a firm believer that you can never really give your true opinions on a jersey until you see them in game action. And now that we have seen all of the Olympic jerseys in game action under the bright lights of the Olympics, I thought it'd be a fun idea to look back at the Four Nations face-off jerseys and kind of compare them to the Olympic jerseys and give my opinion on which one I think is better. So, obviously, in terms of Olympic jerseys, we're not going to be looking at all of them because there were only four nations in the Four Nations face off, obviously. So, the only jerseys on the Olympic side that we're going to be looking at Sweden, Finland, Canada, and the United States. And we are going to start off by talking about Sweden. Now, I have said it before and I will say it again. Sweden has some of the most iconic and timeless jerseys that you could possibly ever want. There is a reason why they have stayed relatively the same for such a long time. The only real differences being the colors kind of changing. We're seeing the blue move from a more lighter, almost royal blue to a super, super dark, almost black blue. And the yellow is starting to get really, really close to looking like highlighter yellow. So when you take a look at Team Sweden's jerseys from the Olympics, comparing it to the Four Nations face-off jerseys, I'm going to go with the Four Nations face-off design. For their Four Nations jersey, I think they really nailed the shade of yellow, and it's not as bright and not almost looking like a highlighter like their Olympic jerseys are. And I really noticed the color change in the jerseys when I was watching them play at the World Junior Championships this year. Now, again, the Four Nations jersey I think looks actually really good. I think the yellow that they used is more of the proper traditional yellow that we have seen. And I think it matches really, really nicely with that dark navy blue, which I don't feel like was as dark as we have seen their Olympic jerseys and their World Juniors jerseys. And overall, I just like the design of the Four Nations jersey better. I like the fact that the sleeve design also incorporates the Swedish flag in there. I thought that that was a really, really nice touch as opposed to just having two lines going across the sleeves like we see in their Olympic jerseys. Now, again, their jerseys for the Olympics I think are fine, but I just prefer their Four Nations look better. Moving on to Finland. And for Finland's Olympic jersey, we are going to be taking a look at the white version of their Olympic jersey, because obviously their jersey at the Four Nations face-off was also white. And for this one, again, I'm gonna end up going with the Four Nations face-off look. I really, really enjoy Finland's Olympic jerseys this year. I really, really do. But I am a big, big fan of their blue jersey, but their white one I feel like is missing a little bit of something. And I really feel like that it could use some dark blue outlines over the stripe going across the chest, maybe something along there. It just looks like something's missing from that jersey. But when you compare it to their jersey for the Four Nations face-off, I thought that that was absolutely fantastic. Finland's Four Nations jersey is legitimately one of my favorite Finland jerseys of all time. Again, I think the design is just a little bit better. I think it looks a little bit more balanced. I think having the blue on the arms with the light blue stripe on the bottom, I think that looks really, really good. I think it really creates a really nice balanced look that I just don't get from their Olympic jersey. Now, again, in terms of their Olympic jerseys, I really like the blue one. I feel like the white one is just missing a little bit of something. Whereas their Four Nations jersey, I don't think is missing anything. I think it is a fantastic, balanced jersey that just works so well together. It's not bold, it's not super bold, it's not super in your face, it's not anything like that. It's a simple design, but it works. Moving on to Team Canada. Now, Team Canada, we're obviously going to be looking at their red Olympic jersey because their Four Nations jersey was red. And with this one, again, I'm gonna end up picking the Four Nations jersey. Their jersey for the Four Nations, in my opinion, feels like a more traditional Team Canada jersey. The red one that they're using for the Olympics just is not working for me. Now, the design of it is fine, but I really would like to see a little bit of white in that jersey somewhere. To me, the first jersey that I think of when I think of Team Canada is their 2010 Olympic jerseys, where if you take a look at that red jersey, there was no black on it except for the Hockey Canada logo. So to me, when I take a look at that Four Nations jersey, I feel like that one just, it feels more like Team Canada than their Olympics one does. Now, I will say the only thing that I'm not super crazy about for both of these jerseys are the logos on the front of the jerseys. As for their Olympic jersey, again, I get the story behind the logo on the front. I just feel like it gets lost in the jersey a little bit, especially with the red being the predominant color. I really feel like it could use some white in that jersey. So again, when I look at Team Canada and I look at that Four Nations jersey compared to their Olympic jersey, their Four Nations one, again, it just feels more like a true Team Canada jersey. And then that leaves us with the United States, where I, for the first time in this video, am actually going to pick the Olympic jersey. Now, Team USA's Four Nations jersey, I thought was also very, very good. I love when Team USA uses that dark navy blue because I feel like it makes the red and the white on the jersey pop so much more, and I really, really noticed it with their Four Nations jersey. Obviously, it's not the first time that they have used navy blue as the main color of a jersey, but again, I just felt like this one made the red and the white pop a little bit more. But when I take a look at their blue Olympic jersey, it doesn't get much better than that. Now, yes, you can make the argument that it looks like the New York Rangers and this, that, and whatever. I feel like when you take a look at a lot of Team USA jerseys, it's all navy blue, and that's fine. I love navy blue because it is so different from what Team USA traditionally wears in international tournaments. If you go and take a look at their previous Olympic jerseys, they've all been navy blue. And the one thing about Team USA's Olympic jersey this year, I love the USA going down the front of the jersey, going diagonal. I love it being red outlined in the white. I think it really, really makes it look super, super clean. Now, had their Four Nations jersey used a similar design with their USA going down the front, feel like we're talking about a different jersey here. So again, now that we have been able to see all of the Olympic jerseys in game action where I feel like they look the best, I felt like it was a good time to really kind of give my final thoughts. And comparing them to the jerseys that we got for the Four Nations Face-Off, as opposed to this, I also thought it was kind of interesting because, again, Four Nations Face-Off dealt with Fanatics, and Nike ran the Olympic jerseys. So I think it always is kind of interesting to kind of see the different styles of what different jersey manufacturers go for. I felt like Fanatics went a little more with a safer approach. I felt like Nike didn't necessarily do anything crazy, but I feel like they tried to be a little more bolder with their designs. Not saying that the jerseys we talked about in this video were anything crazy, but again, I just felt like the designs for the Four Nations jersey were just a little bit better. A couple tweaks here and there with some of the Olympic jerseys, and this could have been an entirely different video. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. Now that we have gotten a full look at the Olympic jerseys, let me know which ones do you think are better. Do you like the jerseys for the Four Nations Face-Off better, or do you prefer the Olympic jerseys? Again, obviously, we're only keeping it to the four teams that took part in the Four Nations Face-Off, so Sweden, Finland, Canada, USA. And I'm not going to lie, seeing what Fanatics was able to do with some of the international jerseys, I kind of want to see more. I would love to see them design a Slovakia jersey, which, again, I think that they have the best jerseys in the Olympics this year, but I'd be excited to see what they could do there. I'd be excited to see what they could come up with for Team Germany, for Czechia, all of them. And look, like I said, I love the Slovakia jersey. I truly feel like that was the best jersey in the Olympics this year, and I really, really loved that Team Germany jersey as well. So this isn't a video to say that Nike did a terrible job. I just liked the designs better for Fanatics. So as always, leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. While you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That is the only link in the description for a reason. That is because it'll take you to all of the social media platforms for this channel. Currently, we are only on Instagram and X. I am trying to get a TikTok page up and running as well. And I will say, the Instagram page does get a little more tender love and care because that is how this entire page started in the first place. So if you enjoy these videos and you're looking for some extra content, again, Linktree link in the description. It'll take you to wherever you want to go. So with all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Again, both are free, both really help out the channel a lot. And of course, if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to say thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here, because it genuinely does mean the world to me. And as always, stay tuned for more Jersey content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.